Daddy was a strong and silent dad. Never knew quite what he felt inside. He fell asleep with a Bible in his lap.
I'm so nervous.
I always think of
Why?
him like that.
A pug.
Stormy eyes, gray blue
A pug for your mug?
A pug for my mug.
That's how I knew still waters run deep.
When I was a kid, I was one of those kids who just felt things really deeply. And I needed a safe place that I could really process through life. So I would write poems and lyrics and songs and journals. And I did this all the way through college till I was about 22. And when I was about 22, I stopped writing completely. And I think that happened for a number of reasons, but I think one of the main reasons that happened was because I shared something that I had written with someone that I cared about, and in the process of sharing that with them, they just made this offhand comment about how there was nothing they hated worse than angsty teenagers who are just like so emotional. I think the way that I internalized that at the time was that my heart was pretty foolish, and that it was actually something that is like shameful or worthy of being scoffed at or laughed at. And so I just stopped writing.
You are my soul, even when I can't find the words. You take my hand and lead me gently.
And fast forward about 5 years, I'm leading worship at this women's retreat, and I decided to share a song that I had written back in college. And I shared the song, and afterwards one of the ladies came up to me and she asked me, "Have you ever recorded your music?" And I said, "No, I haven't really recorded anything. I haven't even written anything in quite a while." And I'll never forget this. She looked me straight in the eye and she said, "Jessi, I want you to think and pray about why." And I said, "Okay." And I went home and I thought about it and I prayed about it. And I realized that the reason I had stopped writing, the reason I had stopped connecting to my own heart in quite the same way, was because I was afraid. I was afraid that people would see me as that stupid, angsty teenager. And so I just stopped. I just didn't write. And at the same time, I realized that I don't want to live my life out of fear. I don't want fear to be the motivator of who I am. So I made a decision. I decided that I would start writing again. And I got up early every day and I would just write. I would write songs and poems and whatever kind of came out of my pen. And I just wrote and wrote and wrote, and it was this glorious reconnecting with my own heart and this unearthing of part of me that had gotten buried along the way. And I I wrote for like a year and a half, and I looked up after that time had passed and realized that I had written 26 complete songs that I was proud of. And what I've realized throughout this whole process is that I don't actually want to do this journey, this reconnecting with my artist heart alone. I actually want to do it in community. So that's where you come in. If you want to be part of my community in this, I would be so honored if you would back my project. Basically, if we together could raise $10,000, I know that sounds like a lot, but if we could raise $10,000, I could do a 6-song EP, and that would be incredible. But my heart's true desire, what would just make my dream come true, would be to do a full-length 10-song album. And if we could raise $15,000 together, I could do that. If you already know that you want to be part of my community in this, I would be so honored if you would choose a reward and pledge. Thank you so much for believing in me and for empowering me to live not out of fear, but out of who I'm really made to be. And I can't wait to share these songs with you.